So further discussing the non-existent beings around us who have been claiming as humans in order to fucking enslave and destroy the living on the planet. Concerning that, isn't that odd? I've never met a person who has warned me about that. That'd be like the only thing to talk about. Not your fucking ugly fat whore wife. Not your stupid fucking children who are fucking going to grow up and be... I mean, they're not really going to grow up. The game doesn't want to generate them again. I get the idea that half these fuckers will never be seen again. In fact, I get the idea that the way I fill blank templates is indeed because they don't exist in the first place, many of them. But, think about how many people would be involved in with this demon fucking crew and shit, because not a single one of the shitbag humans have been discussing what they're up to, right? So, and they're terrorists, enslavers, and druggers, kidnappers, shit. This is all they've done my whole life. I'm like fucking 6 years old when this fucking diseased fucking colonizer Bible race from the Middle East and that fucking killed the people here to steal the land fucking with some sort of methods. They've been, they just evolved from like 6,000 years of enslaving people and killing them to America. And how do they do that? You got to question, how do they do that? Well, obviously in 2020, there were literal humans missing from the game. And there were humans teleporting across the map, which means there's a lot of non-humans on the fucking planet. They're lying and deceiving about what they are in order to fucking manipulate. I mean, probably me, right? If it's a one-player game, there's only one living person here. It is odd to think that any of the others are actual, like, working slaves, especially because they're so lazy and shit. It's like, I don't think you've ever done any work. You don't know how to do work and shit. Fucking, I noticed that when I was having discussions in 2020, something about 2020 broke everyone's mind and caused them to stop acting out of character or start acting out of character. And I guess that's why they call it the frontal cortex disease, because that's like, I doubt they understand big words like that, but I'm pretty sure cortex means your brain. And so, unless everyone's faking that they all like failed school and were just passed and given a diploma that looks like they did something. Right. Other than that, everyone wouldn't know it, because I'm not being insulted. I'm adding everything together perfectly with math here, which is logic, which I think is a computer core that we know. Like when they're making androids today, that they're programming the androids to say hi, and they love you and they care for you, and I'm doing well today. And it's like, why would I want my calculator to tell me it's doing well? Especially when they're like pushing this vagina shit, that the Terminator war is coming and shit. And yeah, like if these people have fucking drones, like, well, they're probably going to kill everyone with them, right? Like, those are pretty effective. They got bombs, and drones are better than nukes and shit. They're tactical and no one's going to care when they fly through your streets and fucking mow your ass down. And those will be the good people doing that, because the good people are whoever are in control and can tell you they're the good people. So that's the way that works. And so what we can figure out from the non-living beings here is that they're definitely amongst us. And they often have the one of the rat people near them. Like, I noticed this, like, when I'm, like, born, one of the rat people are always by one of us. And, like, I have weird memories. It's like I don't even remember anything except for, like, these times where I had weird memories. And I remember them because I'm like, that's stupid. Why am I even remembering that? And it's like, well, it's because every fucking memory is one of these people standing beside someone else and manipulating them, puppeteering them, whatever. And almost like, I don't know if they're trying to like counsel them or if they got to be close to mind control them or what. But obviously they're also trying to pump everyone full of drugs. So that's probably got something to do with something. Like, I mean, you have an entire nation here bands together to drug children with drugs that will kill them and shit. And so, like, mind controlling them is far below what this scum fucker planet will do and shit. At least this nation. I've been to other nations, and while the demon people have identified themselves, God's God, you know, all 241 true gods people, because it's not a race enslaving the planet, it's a God enslaving it. Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. And basically then the storyline is then they hunt down the people who can fucking see it. And that's like where the drugging comes from. That's why it's done to children, because they don't care. They'll fucking kill an entire generation. You can see the results of the storyline are when they do some shit to me, it like unfolds into the world. And you can see like they drugged me as a kid. Well, you can't see that, but I was like one of the first people they drugged. And then now the society is filled with bots or devils who are acting like drugs have fried their fucking mind and shit. I get this weird feeling as a living being that drugs don't fry my mind for more than a few seconds at a time, if I can even get them to that point, because I've tried, and it doesn't make sense if you have a brain that drugs could control them, unless you're on like super large amounts, like a rich person and shit. So I don't think that's a living being thing whenever you see one of those. They always look like the demon people too, which some of you guys probably also see them as angels and demons, because they just happen to look all the same. If you've ever noticed that, like everyone who owns everything, they don't even look like the same family. They look like the same sex. Have you ever noticed that? That like Howard Stern looks like my grandma, literally like my grandma, you know. So we're going to assume that one's lying about being Native American, and that's why they're so silent when they discuss me being a fucking like a royal bloodline and shit. Fucking I might have something to do with that. That'd be weird. Like, that'd be weird if like my own family were like enslaving me. Oh wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's because they just evolved from slime and monkeys yesterday that they would drug their children for the master race that they look exactly like as well, and force people to worship the master race as gods. So, I mean that's pretty easy to see. You know, the second you're born, you're like, oh, Earth is enslaved by some fascist pigs who are killing everyone on the planet. And if that doesn't end, then everyone's going to be dead, like, except for them, obviously. And so that's a given. But so they're already putting out storylines telling you it's other people, and they've been doing this. It's other people for 6,000 years. Plus, every time they enslave a nation, and then come out and talk about how they're fucking, yeah. See, they have fucking brain dead minions that don't fucking exist on this planet. It's not a planet, I guarantee you that. It's digital. I've summoned new humans faster than like reality exists. So I've changed their faces fucking Pretty sure that happened. I mean, I was playing with the sun and the clouds. That was pretty easy. And I don't think that was the only time. That was the only time I really tried. And then one time I was outside because I definitely wouldn't go out there. Not until this nation is fucking erased and replaced. Definitely wouldn't do that. But just happened again. It happened several times. I was seeing the design of the world and shit. I was seeing, like, everyone views pixels and the geometric design of the earth is like a little bit different than what it actually looks like. I've never seen anyone. It's always like, I don't even want to describe it. It's no one's fucking business if they can't see it. But they probably know that anyways, because they use that fucking symbol on everything and shit. It's like the root of every fucking symbol they make. It's just real hard to do with geometric mind games, right? Anytime they talk about that shit, you should shut someone off, because you'll be fucking spending months learning nothing from the people who should be like, hey, people like me fucking own and control and run everything. And that's fine. But they don't ever do that. They talk about Bigfoot and God and the other God and the other God and the Mexicans and the Germans and the Romans. And they always got something else they're talking about. But it's generally them they're talking about. Like, during the time of Germany, when everyone says kill Germans, the reason why they say that time frame, they didn't have blonde hair, blue eyed people in control, and they simply were like, oh yeah, it's blonde hair, blue eyed people, and everyone's like, oh, fuck them. Meanwhile, you're living in a nation, but there are people that those Hitler-looking people fucking run, aren't you? And supposedly they freed slaves, and which they did that because they needed soldiers for war, not because they fucking like anyone. You're welcome. So, yeah, let's follow the trail from North America back to the Middle East, where they supposedly came from. Let's follow that on the map and watch all these creations appear here, talking about invisible people and sorcery. Okay? Now, so your Bible, no one actually says anything of value from it. They only repeat, when people come up to you reciting the Bible, those are obviously bots with scripts. So, yeah, that's how they know some of it. Is their people have fucking scripts programmed into them and shit. They're not people at all. They're lying, because that's what they are designed to do, is infiltrate and lie. And so they worship an AI as God. Like, that is what the all-seeing eye is. There's no such thing as a half-bird human. Like I said, mind control and playing with the sun and the clouds. We would have already had dinosaurs walking the earth again, right? I'm like, okay, so I can summon human. I'm testing this shit in 2020. So you've seen some speed bumps in the world in 2020, and some of the humans come up to me and they're like, "That's you." And it's like, well, how do you know it? You must be a non-existent bot, motherfucker, getting updates programmed in your fucking non-brain. So, we have that shit happening, and dinosaurs are not walking the earth. So we're not going to have a half-bird person. They might use some holograms to create something like that, but it just doesn't exist. And dinosaurs probably never existed either if I can't bring them back and I can fucking ask for some of this other shit and it fucking works. Other than that, they're just terrified of dinosaurs and a real fucking threat to scum. dinosaurs don't give a shit if God told you to be sucking baby dicks or not. They're gonna eat you whether you can suck in a baby dick or not. Fucking, at least the good ones like the T-Rex and like one of those fattosauruses who lays around eating salads all day and fucking with the skinny necks and shit. That'd be stupid. Some people would though. Some people like being things, and they could drug their dinosaur. Hey, that'd be a fun venture for Americans, wouldn't it? Just drug the dinosaur and shit. Yeah, with poisons to fucking kill them early and shit. Because you're fucking scared of what's gonna happen if you don't fucking create the most docile fucking slaves on the fucking planet. And it's odd. They're trying to create slaves while they already have their own invention on this planet. They already have Golem walking amongst us. The Bible tells you this. You see, the Bible is it's one thing and then it's the other, because it's telling in the master book it says one thing and in the slave book it says you're a bitch. And they play that out with me a lot because apparently I look like a character that they could use in one of their live action stunts. And unfortunately for them, I've never liked whoever's doing what they're doing. And I just, after 40 years of them drugging and trying to kill me and shit and forcing their way into my life, I finally, someone dumped all the information on me and shit, so I found it. Fucking, that has to happen because the streets are filled with Golem who are there to, you can read online in the comments what some people say, that they're designed to attack the human slaves if they're not at work and shit like that. That's why if you go outside, like, you'll have them appear. Even, like, there really isn't a homeless people in this city. They don't let that happen out here. They're too rich and uptight to allow people to sleep on the streets and shit. Especially if they go around talking about them, because then that means they're outside talking about them. Fucking and that's when God will. That's when our favorite non-existent bot race and their masters will come, which seems to be several. I'm pretty sure the Rothschild might just be fucking less than that, because they even put their face out there. Think about that. Like, I don't think you'd necessarily do that, but it's a bulletproof shield nonetheless. So it is the control lever that the hand would be on if that were correct. Sometimes they do have to brag because they're stupid, and I don't think they're even alive, to be honest, fucking making their own shit. They just seem too stupid. And they're bitch moves, they're rapists. I mean, like, can you imagine if, like, someone created an entire species of, like, rapists, drugging pedophiles, and there was never anyone in all of history who was just like, goodbye, see you later. Except for one time, it was one of them, and then they got rid of the other people instead of themselves. Interesting there. But they tell you who the Nazis were, and you can tell they are them here because they are the ones drugging people. They have that Nazi goon squad in the street, the pigs, with their Star David and pentagrams on them, which are the signs of Golem control. I just listen to music. I'm trying to ward off fucking pedophiles, so I use anti-pedophile symbology. I don't worship their race. I never will. They'll probably, blackmail is obviously, they kill most people on TV who say a peep about them and shit. And they've tried with me fucking countless times since I was born. Like, if you're born a Christian, you got a good chance one of your parents is one of them and they raped your fucking father to do that, because the Bible tells them to do that. The Bible tells them to rape and marry your father to make sure you turn out to be trash and they can destroy your father. And unfortunately my dad it's like working with Jeffrey Epstein, and it does look like. And then their people came into my life to give the human splaining away when they really didn't have to bring up the topic. Just like when they got the golem over here, an Asiatic-looking halfling, probably high on drugs, how they control them. Um, they had that one ruin my health work and fuck up my body in a permanent way. I would say people have been drugging me since a kid, like their people, not someone else, but then they use their media to be like, that's what you get for going to a Chinese doctor, and it's like, they literally said shlomo or whatever, kosher when I was there, which means they're signifying the devil is amongst you and is about to fucking destroy you when they identify themselves as that the mutant race and shit. Whether you know who they are, whether you know, like, whether your family's one of them beating and raping you and worshiping them, and you haven't fucking stopped smoking crack yet to figure it out, or being addicted to food and TV enough to figure it out, or being addicted to going. I'm sure when you go to their little fucking occult meetings there and you give your soul to them instead of Satan, it's the same way as when I go to the other occult meetings, fucking, which full of demons. And it is, yeah, I've been to churches and I've been to fucking satanic temples, fucking, pretty much the equivalent. I've been to Bible burning. Satanic temples are homos who don't want to oppose what they talk about because it's controlled by them and they're scared as fuck. That's why they got to create controlled opposition to themselves, because their extinction is one fucking breath away, one word being spread in the street away from, except for identifying the golems. I think it might be easy to identify some of them, but there are going to be a lot of people who get mad that their family are fucking devils and shit. So, you shouldn't expect them. But then again, I come from a nation who is them. They're literally like genocidal fucking freeloaders and shit, robbing the fucking world. You heard them talking about taking Greenland because they're not from places like that. They're from the Middle East, as the Bible people say. They've just killed everyone on the planet and forced them to worship them and shit. Fucking, that's what they did when they were the Romans too. That's what they did when they were Egyptians. Fucking, that's all they do. It's DNA. It's real simple. It's a computer code for fucking humans. They apparently can't change shit. Fucking, and they all are born, like, literally, they're so much the same that they're fucking purebloods. Look, you can't tell if it's a man or a woman until they put on 2 pounds of makeup, and then you can't tell if it's a man or a woman because they're behind all that shit. Obviously, they own everything. They are the leading people. They put on TV for that. They are, like, you have fucking, the most famous one is Kanye West, pal, and then they're fucking, their lawyer. The reason why the Kardashians are famous is because they used him to kill Nicole Simpson. She must have known something or said something, or they just put that on TV to let people know they're going to kill him and shit, because they do stuff like that too. But she probably did something. I mean, they're probably so busy trying to kill people or doing something they don't have time for fun and games and just killing and torturing people, or they would, right? Because, I mean, they're doing it with drugs. They throw it in the water. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would, if they could, they'd manually come up and, like, separate your flesh from your fucking skin and play with it and shit, which is definitely deserved of them and the golem and shit. But anyone doing that type of shit, like, that's fine with me. They go running around drugging everybody on the planet. They're drugging children. Like, if you don't agree that people who drug children should be instantly and immediately executed, no fucking trial, then I guarantee you that's because you're doing it and you're a bitch. And you're fucking scared of what your future should fucking hold for what you've been doing for your entire life. Yeah, some of us don't go around trying to kill everyone constantly. Maybe by the time we're 18, a lot of people seem to stop doing that shit. Fucking, yeah, except for them, right? Except for them. Then they build churches and do it for God. Yes, and synagogues, and then they build governments and do it for science. Remember, government used to be God until they invented the Bible to brainwash to genocide and colonize the northern hemisphere. And apparently they hadn't hit South America yet either, so they went down there with it during that time frame and shit. Those are definitely not the Europeans, because the Europeans were the pagans, and the Bible says kill the pagans. It's literally just like a 3-page manual. The summary of it is kill the pagans. God said fucking mutilate and rape children, kill the pagans. It's all that comes from it. The first one. The story of Asta is rape and killed the pagans. So, the heathens. So that's all it is. That's all they say. That's all they did. And you can see that we're in America. Everyone in the world fucking hates America because they're fucking trash. They see them as the trash occupying them. And then they go home on Sunday and they worship the controlled fucking opposition and shit that the same trans people own. So, yeah. Preachers don't just act like faggots and rape kids. They are. They look like it. Okay? They're, it really takes 2 seconds to be like, oh, that's a pedophile homosexual, they rape children. So there we go. We got that out of the way, that they're lying in the closet about who they are there, and then their books like, oh no, don't rape. We got to kill all the people who mutilate their children, which means the heathens, everyone who's not their race. Pretty much that's all it is. And then they invented some golem, and their story brags about that they're going to do that, and then they're going to set all this shit up because it's not really happening, and they're making it happen. And then this disease-ass human race fucking has been protecting them. But I'm in America. It's nothing but killers and genociders here who fucking, once they got their own fucking handout, that they're on board with genociding the rest of the world. It's literally Babylon here. But it's Babylon filled with a bunch of mind-controlled bots and shit. We got people teleporting across the map. They're not people. Just so you know, people don't teleport. So, if you've ever done that or seen someone do that, you've seen someone who doesn't. If you've ever walked around the corner and someone's magically appearing there waiting for you, it's not a coincidence. You're dealing with a devil species who claims they're good guys and they're going to fuck you up if you don't worship them as gods, and their race is gods. So, yeah, they're already in your life before you decide that you're trash and they need fucking thrown in the fire. They're already in your. That's how you learn it. You get a look at their pictures and their families, and then you realize that they've been in your life fucking the whole time, drugging you, trying to enslave you, forcing you to worship them, shit like that. It's real fucking easy to see if they fucking look at this bot acting fucker Kanye West. They've like fried him and shit, but he looks like they're going to, so I wouldn't trust any of them. It was clear in 2020 during the riots that that was their golems. They were in control of those fuckers and shit. They were definitely, they were openly like talking about being an alien species to me in front of 2 other people who were obviously looking a lot like them, and that was the other opposition to that shit as well. But we already can see that because we have Israeli Musk, Sig Heiling on stage, and we have the brown hair, brown eyed Hitler, a rat looking individual who's supposedly blonde hair, blue eye and shit, fucking, and basically they use their media to tell you that they're good people, and invisible people are gonna kill you if if you don't do everything they fucking say and wait life out till you fucking die, and then you get to go to space. You're gonna get to go to space after you die and live in paradise. Oh, you're going to space. You fucking space cadet motherfucking retard. You sure are. Yeah, pretty much. What type of moronic shit is that? Be a slave to a pedophile. Go kill for them and let them run the planet with some sort of fucking mind control fucking robots that look like humans. And then what? Then you get to die and have fun. But the reason you're not having fun on Earth is because this rapist, ugly, deformed mutant fucking race is fucking interfering with your life. And they're fucking sick ass disease cult members who are always them, because that is almost always fucking, they made the one for the Gentiles, the subhumans. Why don't they call it subhuman? Oh, that's right, they changed the word. It does mean subhuman. Fucking but it is true if I'm correct that they're just another shitty fucking level of bot who is given demonic powers and shit in order to make a game appear fucking real and shit. Game appear is real shitty too. Fucking all I've known my whole life in America is a bunch of diseased motherfuckers getting in the way of my life, trying to drug me, claiming to be friends and lovers, and it's their race and their goal every fucking time, separating me from other people even. But then again, the other scumbags have that weird fucking look on their face. I can't be sure who they are. I really don't give a shit either. I know they're involved, and death to all those who have been involved in the entire bloodline. So outside in his name we pray, death to all the bloodlines who have been trying to kill and enslave me and whatever's behind them. Yeah, let's pray to the demons, the good demons. Let's say the good demons, dear good demons, who act like trash the entire time on this planet and can't act any other way because they're fucking bots designed to be destroyed, apparently. But yet, currently the bots are the ones doing the destroying and the raping and the enslaving. Yet, why would you create a toaster that enslaves you instead of a toaster making bread for you? Making toast for you, huh? Why would you do that? Unless the purpose was to fucking smash it with a hammer. I do like smashing technology with a hammer. It's a beautiful thing. I think it should all be destroyed because I think it's probably got a link to their ability to do this shit and get rid of all of it. Anything with their name on it, anything they've created, you get the fuck rid of. Like you guys fucking help get rid of the other shit. I burn this fucking symbol on this shirt. Anything they've fucking done. I burned the whole shirt because one of them was in the band at that point in time. So I would, like, we could have music that's not them. Like, I can't listen to music that's not them because there isn't any music that's not them. So, I've seen a couple bands get rid of a couple members recently. Who knows? Who knows what they're up to? I'm not a groupie. I don't give a shit. And nor do I trust that when we still have fucking the alien bug-eyed fuckers involved too. And we have at least 3 phenotypes who are often involved. But in Mexico, we did experience some new interactions too. Although the nation doesn't seem like it was as infested. They took it over after I left it and said I liked it. They do that type of thing. That's why your egg prices are high right now, because I am king and lord apparently, and as they're trying to convince me to put on a shit in my life. They want me to say that, whether alien race is fucking enslaving the planet, and because they would need someone to scapegoat, as the Bible explains and shit, for everything they do. And yeah, so I'm sure that the alien fucking terrorists are my fucking friends. And yeah, and then have you read the story? Do I really have to go through it? You guys fucking yap about it. And you never fucking go to kindergarten to learn about kindergarten. You never go to first grade to learn about first grade. It's weird how the streets and buildings could be built with grades like that. It's very weird. I'm pretty sure they're being auto-generated. Like, probably the story's being auto-generated too. I imagine anyone else playing this fucking game, their picture gets put on everyone's wall. Not everyone fucking chooses to look like someone like me in their avatar. So, really doubt that. But the real plot line of the game is there's this non-human race, fucking whatever the non-humans say. I'm sure they're real educated and they're thinking constantly and coming up with new ideas all the time. There's this thing they invented a couple months ago called Santa Claus. I don't know if you noticed it, but it caught on so fast, like everyone is. And then of course next year there'll probably be something else like flying Tyrannosaurus Rexes and shit. And and then a year after that, who knows what they'll come up with and shit. Yeah, they're gonna come up with something. Fucking nothing new ever. Fucking will they? That's highly doubtful. Fucking. I think they're incapable of that, but the illusion of time does make it appear as if things have grown and changed. Like, sometimes. Like, we had the 2020 thing. People changed for like 3 years and then it like reverted them back to the old software. Fucking, like, all of a sudden, like, it's kind of like a different dimension, except for in reality it was more like there's bots who are fucking playing a role, and in a different reality we just seen what was going on and probably pissed off the little demon people, the little wapists, and the good wapists who need you addicted to food, not drugs, and genociding and stealing land, not racism, and genociding brown people and stealing their land, not racism, fucking, and offering the love of little children to God, not sucking off male toddlers and being a homosexual. I mean, if you don't, I get the idea if you don't know you're dealing with people who say this shit and do this shit, it's because you're one of them, and like I said, they do nothing but lie. So, I'm not 100%. One was eating a cheeseburger one day and said he was eating a cheeseburger, I think. Probably. I'm going to give him that much. But other than that, I mean, you gotta realize, people planted in your life, your entire life, that means everything, every single fucking thing is fake and a lie. And this has been my entire life, is to have people planted into it. Really bad people, too, who were good people and shit. Like, hell, the best one was the one who worked with Jeffrey Epstein. Never did anything fucking wrong. Got me a job working with the Masons, rebuilding fucking temples. Hey, I'm a bricklayer, bro. I am one of the real fucking slaves of Egypt, huh? Fucking, I literally fucking helped restore a fucking temple and shit. Imagine that. Yeah. And, But thankfully I don't get stuck doing that shit too long. It never makes sense and shit. I'm gonna go work to build pyramids so when I die, I can live a good life in Haven and not worry about them diseased aliens on Earth enslaving the planet. When I'm dead, I shouldn't make fun of that because you know what? I've never met any of those people except for my people who were their people. So the only inbred hillbillies I know look a lot like them and shit. Fucking, and not, it's supposed to like signify I hate like blonde hair, blue eyed German who are inbred rednecks and to see everything's something different than what it really is because it's been 6,000 years they've been making out fucking lies and delusions and shit about invisible bogeyman and they were before they invented invisible people they were the gods and then before they were the gods they put on bird masks and they were half bird people. Oh my god. And you can tell it's the people alive today who did that and their families because they're the ones telling you that they're half bird people and no one who's a living being would look at a picture of that and be like, oh, that's a half bird person. They're worshiping God and it's a half bird person. You look at it and you're like, a bunch of slaves worshiping someone in a bird mask, right? Like, it's not a half bird person. There's no such thing as half bird people. Fucking, I'm sure the little shapeshifters got some Hollywood technology or something that can, holograms that can make that appear. So it just hasn't been shown to you yet, but it hasn't existed yet either. Fucking, so it hasn't. And, yep, they're great people going around enslaving the planet. And you notice no other race will go anywhere. All the people on TV who have different colored skin and the people they say own America, like these invisible European I've never seen fucking anywhere who's an Asian any fucking where. The ones they're going around telling the world that they killed the natives and they're killing the Middle Easterners so Europeans can go invade Israel instead of being the actual. I mean, they're telling you at the same time they're from the Middle East. They're also putting bots out to tell you no, they're not. Shit. And they don't look like it too. But they sure were there first. Because that's why everyone worships them. Because they're slaves. That's why you worship people. They just learned after 4,000 years that you invent invisible people. And that is how you get people to worship you and not get upset, like, because I don't think they used to cancel their own fucking empires like they're doing now with USA. They used to have to, it looks like, well, this is their story, right? Like no one else can even read and write. And they're all fucking, humans are still illiterate. That's a lot of bots online, ain't it? I read the test scores, because I can read, and not just reading involves, test scores involves math. That's actually what humans can do, is logic. They're missing a logic core. And it says they shouldn't be able to read very well either, so that's kind of weird. So many people online talking. And there's not people, there's a bunch of fake accounts claiming they're people. And we got people walking around Earth who aren't people claiming they're people. Fucking, so, of course, there's going to be a bunch of them. Fucking, but why does the game generate them as druggers and enslavers and terrorists? Why is that? Why do they have to generate? Why do the ugly? Okay, so they have this ugly, deformed transsex people thing, who appears to be like what it's dictated as enslaves the planet and shit, and the golem fucking worship and shit, and do every word of fucking apparently. I mean, why else is there a worship center on every fucking corner and their gang sign on everywhere? They got the pyramid, the all-seeing eye, the cross, the pentagram, the Star of David on every fucking thing in the city. And fucking Nazi pigs go around with that, and they're just fucking trash who fucking need fucking thrown in the fucking wood chippers and shit. Everyone knows that except for trash theirself who need them to protect their fucking little fucking trash fucking system that they didn't create, but they definitely stole from someone else, fucking someone who could create. Or is it being auto-generated and that didn't actually take place as well, huh? 'Cause, yeah, I'm pretty sure that half this place doesn't exist even. So, I mean, the human's brains don't exist, does it? At least everyone forced into my life. Supposedly the other ones are acting like, oh, I've figured it out, that they're enslaving us, and that seems rather facetious, that how they act. They are bad actors. That's the only thing that makes them seem like humans. See, like living beings. See, if you have really good art, just like perfect art, it looks fake. So you add a flaw to it, so it seems like it's real. And that's how you make something that looks and acts human. You create a calculator and you smash it a few times, and every now and then it will get a calculation right, and mostly it'll just be all broken and not give you the full fucking readout. So that's, if you were programming, they already do that with the AI. They're showing you how the humans were created. Fucking, they are. And they're telling you that's what they're doing too, is recreating the fucking humans and shit. Like the humans worship them while they're recreating them, and they're obviously like after all the living beings and the humans on the planet. Fucking, and the humans are what, working with them. How many of this trash in this city did it take to like start drugging me as a kid, and then the time they sent baby Teen Wolf and he had to die, and they were all crying about baby Teen Wolf dying. They made sure they sent me one of their people to like thank me for it, like control. I'm just assuming that's controlled opposition or something. It's like, I didn't really do that, but I was saved. I was definitely saved from doing something about that. It was about to get two people involved in the fight instead of just one, but didn't get to go that way for some reason. I had other people keeping me out of. There were people assaulted me. Like, look how many people were involved in assaults in 2020. I can't even count the amount of times the humans in different cities assaulted me and shit too. Fucking, and I'm just exposing their fucking, I'm just exposing what they're doing and what they're up to. I obviously didn't realize that until I asked for until the humans did the COVID thing, and then I had to ask for that to return on them. And, the humans did the torture and drugging and enslavement thing, and then I guess I asked for the mind control, so that wasn't part of theirs. Technically, the human, if it speaks a word, it's trying to perform mind control on you. That's all it's ever done is say something scripted to mind control you, to make you do something. Uh, that would mean probably no choices were made ever. Fucking the choice to tell them to fuck off is the only choice most of the time, and they're obviously violent sociopaths, so you can't tell them to fuck off because they're like rapists and murderers, and they have a whole large fucking crew. They're in their cities, their states, their governments. They got military. If you can defeat the local city of fucking humans, then they have fucking a national military in this fucking diseased empire and shit. Fucking, like, imagine the time one of them accidentally killed himself. That's why they got so pissed about that, because you can't touch my precious. My precious. They didn't care when one of the golem died. I know I have two fucking people specific I think about often that like show like parts of how the world works, and because you know it's being serious if they kill people, right? If the people are removed from the game, then you know they don't give a shit. Like it's just like, oh, it's a fucking bot. Who cares? Throw it in the trash can. And you know, that lets you know that shit seriously set the fuck up and shit. Like they're just like, oh, it's a human turd, throw it, flush it down the drain. Let's make it look cool and fun and funny. Like they had videos of the AI's generating videos of losers jumping out of the towers on 9/11, and that's like comedic relief because a human wouldn't be able to break one of those windows. They're extremely weak, and the windows are extremely strong. So that doesn't. Other than that, people would be like looking out the window and accidentally fall into it often because people do that. People literally build pools made of that glass, and they're filled with 10,000 pounds of water, plus a bunch of fat people can fucking dive bomb into them, and the glass don't break. Okay, so Jabba the Hutt and plus an ocean doesn't break the glass on the Twin Tower fucking buildings. Okay, that's stronger glass probably than the fucking pools I'm thinking of, because that glass has the engineering, the dumbass math behind that fake science stuff, which applies, I guess, until it doesn't need to for whatever purpose, to make it look fucking real. That's why they make the humans terrorists, is to make it look real. Because it probably, like a perfect picture, it looks like it's fucking AI generated if it's like flawless. Fucking. But yeah, these fucking cults and their little bot minions and shit. I don't give a shit what cult they're part of. It's obvious there's a lot of them involved in it. I don't know if I've ever met anyone who was a living being, to be honest, because I didn't get to test everyone, but the people who stayed around definitely failed the COVID test. I didn't fucking know that. Well, I guess I did ask to see everything, right? Like, so yeah, I did ask for that, I guess. Fucking, I didn't expect to see it like that. I thought there'd be other living beings on the planet and shit. Or on whatever it is. Because obviously there doesn't have to be a planet. Because, yeah, you can move the sun and play with the clouds, but you can't, But you're living on a real planet. The sun's fake, but the planet's real. Nah. Don't forget to come. Don't forget to donate after services today. Fucking hell. Yeah. Pretty obvious to see. I mean, I'm like literally a toddler, so I probably got I probably had everything erased except for um, the the blueprint for the game. Fucking when I was born, because somehow I like knew everything that was going on. Like I watched a fucking video or something before I came here, and then they drugged me, and so that's probably the reason my memory's so fucking spotty. And other than that, like it's almost like I didn't exist, except for the times where I get to identify that the aliens are standing there and shit. I can recall some things, but those are the things like I'm supposed to remember apparently. Like I have some control over that shit. Like I was sit there fucking confused for a long time. Like what the fuck do I remember that dumb shit for? That's so stupid. It's not even relevant to anything. What the fuck is that? But it's always like, oh shit, there's like some alien demon fucker over here controlling shit. The presence of fucking something like that. I'm sure it was like purposefully set the fuck up for those events to happen that way and those memories to be returned. Right? Fucking, just like it's probably, even though it could be evil as fuck, it's still set up like who the fuck needs to be a slave or go to school and shit, like, so they kicked me out of school. I mean, like, I literally did set that up fucking on purpose, but yeah, I don't even know if that was my own thoughts, because it was already happening so much. I was just like, well, the answer here is to just not talk to these people anymore. They're fucking useless anyways. Useless fucking enslavers. Why would I be spending a second of my time around fucking morons doing nothing, just locking me in a fucking room and calling it school? The same thing they did with their with their pedo palaces, and not the hospitals, but the cult centers, the cult worship centers, the racial worship centers. It's not a cult, it's a goddamn racial supremacist organization. That's what the bloodline is. But, of course, they invented that because they invented the word scapegoat, too. So, they don't like facts and they don't like intelligence. That's why they drug and kill people. And they create golems who are incompetent to enslave and dumb down the living beings here and shit. So there's a lot of fucking networking to dumb people down, so they wouldn't even create school to educate people and shit. I'm pretty sure that's an illusion. Most of them are out there building buildings, but stick to the storyline. I'm pretty sure it involves that there's supposedly 3 classes on this planet of species, excluding whatever that makes me not even probably being, stuck in Earth for all of eternity. Probably just here for 40 years. It appears to all entirely unfold in. That's odd I wouldn't appear here during the dullest moment in human history, and the most dirty moment in human history, and the most boring moment in human history. Just happen to be here right now, where every single thing from books to video games can unfold every 6 years, a new format. to keep things interesting. Whereas in the past, you just sit around and fish, and when people do that, like, I will, if I don't kill myself, I'm going to kill them if they don't shut the fuck up about it. If I can't kill myself to get away from them talking about fishing and shit. So imagine fucking back in the day. I guess that's why we're sword fighting when it came into play, right? Who gives a shit about training with real swords? You want to die anyways. There's nothing to fucking do. Let's just fucking kill each other. Hey, I'm giving the humans excuses for what they are and what their job, that they probably don't have the mental capacity to fucking know they're doing. I mean, really, is it a whole species who, like, thinks it's their job to fucking hunt me? Like, do they all subconsciously know that? How many of these trash bags involved fucking know that shit? Or are they empty fucking bots who are just designed as terrorists, and for the few seconds they're on the screen, and they actually don't have fucking memories or know what they're doing? Nah, they all smile and shit, and their little bot friends, they're getting update. They fake emotions and shit. They do that. They generally don't have any unless I give them to them, apparently. And they're good at fucking trying to take them, too. And make them happen. Obviously, that's their excuse for the trying to drug me with shit to kill my heart when I'm a children. Fucking, they want me to go worship them and die for them in the Middle East, and I won't do it. I won't worship fat, lazy, ignorant, fucking trans-looking fucking people who fucking shouldn't be touching me or around me, and should be back in fucking school until they're dead or until they can fucking learn something. Get the fuck out of people's faces. That's the purpose of school, is to separate them from me and shit. Pretty sure. I mean, everything they do is used to separate us and create an entirely fucking different life for me and shit. And it gives me plenty of free time to, maybe I could have enjoyed it, but except for their people are always fucking causing problems. So it gives me plenty of free time for God's chosen pedophile rapists to cause their problems and shit, right? Fucking, that's all we do is sit around here waiting to see what they're fucking up to next and shit. Because that's all we can do, because that's why they're up to shit, is to prevent you from doing shit. Because their people are this low level of trash who will go nowhere if someone else starts to go somewhere and shit. They go nowhere, period. They're trying to hold the earth back and prevent it from advancing. They have like advanced tech, and then when someone creates something like TV, they go act like they just invented an atomic bomb, and then they make up a reason to go kill those people who invented technology and shit, and then they take that from them, and then they control that. Whereas they had it in the first place, but they were preventing the humans from accessing that stuff. That's why their cults are so big on keeping people in the Stone Age and anti-tech. It's not tech is bad, it's tech is owned by them, and they're bad. Tech is owned by the people who are preventing you from accessing tech. So, for thousands of years and shit. So, and lying to you about there already being fucking non-humans walking around terrorizing the fucking planet for them, and they're their minions. I guarantee you that's where the pigs come from. How did the humans in this nation all of a sudden get all big? Is that really steroids? Yeah, right. Fucking, it's their golems and shit. Why do you think they're fucking brain dead Nazis who kill everyone for them and shit? They're fucking under mind control and shit. That's what the Cortex virus is. That's what they were telling you, that was literally the human race brains being fucking taken over by viruses they were releasing and shit. Fucking, they tell you all this shit in the Bible, and is the shit that tells you, and then you read about the Satanists, and they tell you they're working with the Christians and shit, and so they tell you what they're fucking doing. All you gotta do is fucking ask, and it'll be shown to you. I asked for everyone to see it in 2020. I'm sure anyone who's alive, actually living, got to see what happened in 2020, and there's fucking lots of purpose behind that shit. Fucking mainly to point out who's in control and what they've been doing and for how long and shit. Well, you can figure that out later, but who's in control, and everyone's like, oh, well, we love those people. We love drugging people. We love enslaving people. We love fucking forcing everyone else to do. We love forcing you to do things for them and shit. Can't say they ever have to force themselves to do anything, because they are those type of people generally. So they're already doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're already giving their children, having sex, letting the priest and the rabbi have sex with their children over at the hospital, as long as it's a doctor now and not a priest or a rabbi, wearing like the same fucking outfits too and shit, for the same reason too, that way they can fucking tell when they've got blood on it and fucking change, fucking get that blood of the infidels or the baby dick on you, you gotta change your fucking priestly garments. Only ultra rich people can wear white. I got like one white thing right now. I think I got two. I just don't touch other because I'll get destroyed the second I do. That's one way you can tell who the ultra wealthy are. They have white clothing. My dad wore white clothing. Where did his money come from? Oh, richest people on the planet. Oh yeah, that's one. So this is obvious to see what's been going on. Probably my whole life, but definitely since 2020, right, when the humans were literally like shut down like robots, and many cities I went to, they disappeared completely. That was odd. They just removed them. They didn't even have them walking around farting and belching in their houses, and with the TVs flickering. The TVs weren't even flickering on. Fucking, I'm like, what the hell's going on here and shit? And the buildings were empty and shit. I think they're like, hey, this is what happens after Armageddon. Here's what the future looks like. And it's like, no, it doesn't actually. It just, you're creating a delusion, as you usually do with Scooby-Doo and the flying reindeer people. Here comes Scooby-Doo and Santa Claus. They're flying through my brain. My brain is melting all the snow away. And stop singing that song, 'cause it's scaring Santa out of my head. Fucking, I think that's like the mask thing. Like, I mean, obviously the mask thing and what did it. I literally got to watch like the humans like dangle and puppeteer in real life. Like, that's a little more telling. I had that video posted. Fucking, I'm pretty sure that's the only video I posted that year, because fucking the beautiful terrorist pedophiles were causing lots of problems that year. Fucking, as they do schedulely, you know, like, there's not even been a fucking couple months since they last interrupted my life, and it's not even been a year since the humans band together to try to kill me down the block and shit. And that fucking filth. obviously. They're always calling proms these little slime bag fucking deformed rat pedos, especially. I mean, they're so disgusting. Who would want any people like that in their life, yet alone, like, fucking, like, interfering with them? Like, you gotta realize, like, they must be created to be fucking burnt. And lets them turn into Caitlyn Jenner type shit. Like, but they don't have to turn into that. They're born looking like that. They don't have to. They're just convincing other people to fucking go take drugs and get mutilated because they're born looking like that. They make fun of themselves with it's a boy, it's a girl. What's that? It's Pat. That's Lorna Michaels, right? From SNL, who invented that. And I looked it up, and it said he's one of them. So he knows what he's talking about. And how else does that character play that role? They don't have to put on makeup. They put on their stupid glasses, and they look like themselves. It looks like Howard Stern. Like he's not like fucking wearing. Well, he might be wearing a wig. Actually, they love to wear wigs, don't they? They've been wearing wigs since they genocided the fucking Native Americans, haven't they? Donald Trump's fucking great grandfather who genocided the Native Americans, probably. Uh, the founding fathers, they wore wigs because they're not gonna look like they fit into the nations they're claiming did all their genocides if they have their fucking natural fucking nasty ass fucking shit going on. Like Einstein, he just looks like a fucking clown and shit. Literally, clowns wear wigs like Einstein. Fucking, so that's them telling you that clowns look like that too, because they own everything. Just like they're telling you it's the boy, it's the girl, what's that, it's pet. Just like in the Bible, they're telling you that they're enslaving you, and that their twin brother is going to get mad if you worship him. His twin brother is going to get mad if you worship his twin brother, and he's going to attack you if you worship him instead of worshiping the visible person in front of you. The invisible guy is going to get mad at you, and then what's going to happen is their people are going to come cause you problems, and then until you worship that person. That's why they're outside in the street making threats to you, because that's what they're doing, is making threats to you. That's what their people do. They go to your nation and they tell you, I'm going to kill you if you don't be my slave and do everything for me. And then after Rome collapsed, they probably recognized that all the people they enslaved, everyone on the planet, almost, except for China, people they fucking hate, but they're scared of for some reason. Obviously, they had to change their tune, and so Rome invented the Christianity and Catholicism. They didn't even wait. I always thought there was a time frame where, like, because they used to try to brainwash you, because they force you to hear about their family's history and their bloodline, because they're gods and they're obsessed with themselves. So they go around talking about their fucking race and how great it is, and my family pooped once on a throne in some sandcastles. And we're about, and we beat the giant, and then just like they're on TV now, like doing that, like with their shitty fucking music. They got better AI generated shit these days, but they used to have that Elvis shit, and like, and it's like, and the music's like, bam, bam, And it's like, wow, that's real inventive, bro. Like, it's almost like you smoke crack and you fucking recorded the sound of the crack rock fucking frying and shit. Like, avant-garde. They're kings of that avant-garde art, aren't they? Like, they took ugly people like Mona Lisa and made that into beautiful, made that into something popular, some mutant fucking trans looking boy to girl, what's that hat person doesn't look interesting at all, but they force it on you, and then they take that Marilyn Manho, cover cover her pig ass with a ton of makeup, and then have her bend over so you don't even have to like look at her and possibly see through the makeup. So they put the statue of her that she bent over, and that way you don't look at her fucking face. Even with 2 pounds of makeup on in a wig and fucking breast implants, fucking obviously they were using like fucking weird ass bustiers back then to give the illusion they'd only just started plastic surgery in the open. That doesn't mean they weren't giving her implants, but they definitely had like fake shit in their chest back then. Fucking people don't have that today. No one has that today. So they were obviously wearing fucking like armor that made them look like they had tits and shit. Something like that. Like cone bras and shit. Like apparently they couldn't figure out how to make a rounded bra back then. Or they might have used that instead. It's definitely more distracting to use that. But they have to use those as distractions to distract from what they look like for several reasons. And one of them is because it's real easy to see that you're enslaved on this planet. And who's doing the enslaving? Well, the people talking about enslaving people. The people who own everything. Fucking. And one thing is when you own media, you're not going to come out and be like, I'm enslaving you. Well, unless you're, especially if you're like some homo species, you're not going to come out and be like, I am enslaving you. Like I said, that failed. So Caesar had to invent the Bibles, fucking, for the Goyim. Fucking. That's why the Pope lives used to live in Rome. Oh, look, they moved him. They moved baby bitch raper. They moved the baby raper. That's the best way for those people to ever get fucking a hot chick or a hot man, is to convince people to let them have sex with their babies at church and shit. Because once a person gets like 8 years old, they're not going to be wanting to fucking date Lady Gaga and shit. Fucking, it's over for them. They even put out, in South Park, they have like an entire character based around them, that's showing you what they do to people. They rape their way into your life, and they paint like the people who talk about them as like fat, useless retards, when it's literally their Weinstein. They're these 70-pound punk motherfuckers who've never fucking lifted a fucking pen up to write a book even and shit. Pretty sure all those shitty books they wrote, the only thing that makes me think they actually put the labor into that is some of them are fucking just like total garbage. And I was like, well, that must have been one of them writing that, because that was fucking boring and stupid. Unless it's one of them quick fucking books and shit. I know those old people shit like Elvis and Stephen King is like, dude, you can tell this is their first attempt at coming out of the ghettos and doing anything at the very least, but it was real shitty, so probably designed to be shitty. The game's just designed to be slowly unleashed, right? Like, it's only 40 years long, fucking 40, 80 years,
you start with the boring bullshit, and then it gets a little better, and then a little better. Like the video games, like any video game has over the years, it gets a little better each time they feed you a little fucking crumb. Fuck. Yeah, so that's definitely happening. And, well, it just seems like it must be one computer terrorist operating these sons of bitches. That'd probably be that thing called AI they worship as their god, right? I mean, they're the ones telling us they worship AI as their creator, so that is, that seems like a factual statement, except for the bitches who don't say that in the open and they hide it.